My name is Ruane, and it's nice to see members again. It's unfortunate that we have to make this a regular occurrence, coming to talk about how disabled people's rights are being assaulted on a regular basis. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Ruane, and I'm a senior leader and a former member of Disabled Persons Assembly's National Executive Committee and a former chair of Wellington City Council's Accessibility Advisory Group. But I appear in front of you today in my personal capacity. I want to be clear, I support the principle that disability support services deserve a durable legislative foundation. The absence of one has cost this country decades of fragmentation and inequality. The objective is sound, but this bill does not deliver it in any way, shape or form. I've identified 5 structural failures serious enough to require substantial amendments before this bill proceeds any further. Clause 8 inverts self-determination by forcing disabled people to exhaust their own resources, meagre as they are, and that of their families, before the Crown accepts any obligation. That is not person-centred. That is beginning with the assumption that the person is a burden. Second, this bill violates the New Zealand's obligations under the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. The government's own regulatory impact statement acknowledges that consultation required under the convention did not occur before the bill was introduced to the House. The government introduced legislation affecting 55,000 disabled New Zealanders while admitting it broke the rules. And this select committee process, while it's nice to meet all the members here today, does not make up for that breach. Third, natural justice. The Supreme Court unanimously held up the rights of family carers in the Fleming decision in December 2025. This bill reverses that decision within months before a single alternative support was in place. That is the definition of what natural justice exists to prevent. Fourth, ministerial power. This bill lets a single minister design, alter, and potentially restrict disability support by written notice, with no parliamentary oversight, no independent review, and most concerning, no flaw of entitlement in primary legislation. Good law should not work that way. And lastly, and fifth, families. 63% of carers of disabled children say they just do not have enough money to support their children or themselves. This bill responds to this situation by extending family financial obligations across aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents with no additional funding. That is not a carer strategy. That is cost shifting onto people who are already at breaking point. I am here to ask this committee to do what the government would not do. Consult, amend, and put it right. The test is simple. Does this legislation leave disabled New Zealanders more secure or less secure? With this bill as currently drafted, the answer is clear. I ask you to use the power that you have as members of this select committee to put things right.